Tell me about the most inappropriate reason why your colleague was fired. The guy wanted to leave early, the boss said no. Then he shoved a melted chocolate bar into his pants and said he had an accident and urgently needed to go home. The dude went on vacation, and when he returned, he was called to HR. It turned out someone had ratted him out from the vending machines, so the company decided to install cameras in the halls. In the end, they saw the recording of how he bought chocolate, warmed it up in the microwave, and shoved it into his pants. FedEx Hub, Memphis. 2 aircraft mechanics got caught making out in the airplane cabin. Both were fired. A participant in this incident successfully appealed her dismissal, citing that she was on break at the time. He told a pregnant girl, "If your boyfriend knocks you down right before giving birth, the baby will slip out easier." After that, the corporation could no longer hide that the guy was drunk at work, and he was fired. A colleague I worked with for 5 years got caught relieving himself in our work boots at the construction site. At the end of the day, this worker would go into the locker room, sniff and put on our boots, after which he would sometimes relieve himself inside. One of the guys noticed a stain on his insole that wasn't there the night before, set up a camera and caught him with evidence. The guy was jerking off right into the boots. After this, the employer bought us all new boots, and I also suspect that when we throw out old shoes, this former colleague takes them home and does something with them that I don't even want to think about. In short, the guy was fired and reported to the appropriate authorities. Regarding stories about the guy should have been fired but wasn't fired because finding people for his job was incredibly difficult. I worked at a company that converts chassis into ready-made trucks, and we had hundreds of ready-made cars standing on the territory waiting for shipment. One day, an employee noticed how 2 other workers climbed into the back of one of the trucks. A few minutes later, 2 more climbed in there. He didn't say anything to anyone until the boss came by and asked if he had seen these people. Then he told what he saw. The boss opened the back door of the truck and found 2 naked men and 2 naked women there who were fooling around on technical covers, and their work clothes were standing in the corner. It turned out they regularly ran away like this for a couple of hours, a couple of times a week, and arranged similar get-togethers. The guy worked 3 jobs simultaneously. He always fell asleep when he came to our office. Several times he, judging by everything, had erotic dreams, started making inappropriate sounds, and wet himself. At first, the boss tried to treat this with understanding, but everyone has limits. We fired an IT guy at work for storing terabytes of porn on work devices and watching it right in the office. You might think he was doing this in a private office with a door, but no, at a workstation with low partitions in an open office. A colleague I worked with for a couple of years was fired after he told a new girl on her very first day, "In the end, I'll sleep with every girl who works here, so let's just do it right away. How about we go out for drinks today?" The girl was married and completely didn't appreciate his approach. The chief lawyer and chief investment director of a public investment fund were in an intimate relationship. He was married, she wasn't, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was that they were making out right in the office. And even after a warning, they continued doing this. The company had an HR department that colleagues were already complaining to. In the end, they were both fired from positions where they received 7-figure salaries. It was a huge online meeting with 3 teams. The guy posted a porn link in the general chat. The funniest part, at first nobody noticed. Due to software peculiarities, we couldn't delete or edit the message. The host finally asked everyone to leave and rejoin a new session under the pretext of technical problems. Moral: guys, always check what you have in your control C clipboard. A night cashier at a gas station where I was a manager got his bolt and started counting change with it in his hand in front of a female customer. She started complaining, so I had to watch the camera footage, and yes, he really was holding his thing and counting change at the same time. I'll never be able to unsee that. My wife's colleague was fired after they caught him sitting in his car after work and jerking off right in the parking lot under the management's windows. The best part, he then asked if he could keep his job. I work as a teacher, and this isn't anything inappropriate at all. The administration just really overreacted to this story. Complete nonsense. My colleague teacher was a fitness fanatic. She did CrossFit and ran marathons. At some point, the administration found out that on Saturdays, she taught fitness dance classes on a pole in the CrossFit gym, and she was fired for that.